The modern automotive world has entered a new phase of dramatic changes, making the auto giants quickly adjust their process to today's realities. Over the past 10 years, Toyota's confidently taken the lead in the global automobile industry. And now that it's back on course, Toyota's doing big things by unveiling 7 new all-electric cars. So, what are the auto giants' new moves with the automotive industry? What do Toyota's electric cars offer? Join us as we go deep into the details of how Toyota released 7 all-new electric vehicles, which shocked the entire car industry, no pun intended. When you once led an entire industry but got overtaken by new entrants, the next thing you do is plan a comeback. However, it should not just be by any normal comeback, it should be an impressive one to grab your former crown back. The Japanese company has made its spectacular comeback with a balanced model range, an optimal price ratio, and the quality of the cars. The company that has rejected the very idea of electric cars for the past 20 years. The Toyota CEO argued that its gasoline-based hybrids would be the best and most practical way to rip vehicle emissions until its hydrogen fuel cars were ready to be unleashed in the 2030s or so. But that is until Tesla happened. The California-based carmaker was quick to acquire millions of dedicated fans and millions of cars on the road. Although Toyota is still the best-selling car company globally, its market capital is nearly 4 times less than that of Tesla. SkyDrive is another project initiated by Toyota, which aims to reach full autonomy in 7 years. Toyota has begun building the city of the future, where all the cars will be electrified without the smell of burnt gas and engine noise. The network for the autonomous delivery of goods will be underground, connecting directly to the buildings. The roads will be designed only for autonomous vehicles, making the operation full of self-driving vehicles much less challenging. If you think that Toyota's goals are limited only to the cars on the ground, this might totally surprise you. When the traffic was annoying, you must have dreamt of flying a car at some point in time. It might have been just another fantasy 10 years ago, but today, leading engineers are prominently working on making it just easily a reality. As a result, well, I guess I shouldn't say easily, but a reality nonetheless. Anyways, as a result, Toyota has its eyes set on the sky. It has signed an agreement with Joby Aviation to help commercialize all-electric vertical takeoff and landing technology. The company has funded almost $400 million in Joby. Still, apart from the financial support, Toyota will share its expertise in manufacturing quality and cost controls, making the eVTOL share Toyota's DNA. The aircraft can fly more than 150 miles when fully charged and transport a pilot alongside 4 passengers at a speed of up to 200 miles per hour. Joby guarantees that the future eVTOLs will offer lower operating and maintenance costs. Although the cost price per Joby aircraft rounds $1.3 million, many customers will be pleased to make use of it and in a ride-sharing service. Once Toyota utilizes its solid-state battery, the eVTOL will become even more efficient in terms of cost and performance. The first commercial passenger service is expected to begin in 2024. Toyota also has an electric sedan named the BZ-SDM. It competes in the midsize segment and will serve as the first best car suitable for a family. Given its largely spoken EV platform, it should be pretty spacious, resulting in a completely flat floor and a sufficient legroom in the rear area of the car. The biggest of all of them is the BZ Large SUV, which will be spacious enough to accommodate 7 people because of the 3-row layout. It is relatively flat of a roofline to maximize rear headroom and adopts a sleek appearance with slim lights and pop-out door handles. All 4 versions have their windows blacked out, as Toyota isn't planning to publicize their cabins for the time being. However, Toyota has made plans for its relatively expensive Lexus line. To compete in the luxury segment, Toyota will lean on Lexus, the company's premium brand that has gained a unique marketing position because of its outstanding quality and the broadest line of hybrid vehicles in the class. The company aims to electrify the entire Lexus lineup by 2030, starting with the RZ SUV. Toyota has teased the first Lexus electric car, the RZ450e. This controversially styled all-electric SUV was announced in December. This Lexus car is based on the same eTNGA platform. The RZ450e wears a sort of vestigial form of the luxury's brand's unmistakable and too large spindle grille. Toyota must really showcase its innovative features, as electric cars do not really have traditional radiators, so they don't have massive cooling requirements. The luxury SUV's rear hatch is strongly vertical and features an integrated spoiler. The backlight flows into this body panel at an unusually steep angle, likely determined by the wind tunnel. In general, this model will merge all of the company's advanced solutions in terms of both designs and technologies. While the exterior of the LFZ Electrified seems closer to production ready, it'll be quite interesting to see the interior's futuristic technologies and features get the final shape. The bottom range of the BZ series would be a small crossover named BZ Small Crossover, primarily destined for the city. It looks more like a jacked up hatchback with rugged cues, such as the plastic body clad finished in red. Toyota took a similar attitude for its 2022 Aygo X, a combustion-engined little car competing with the A segment. The new zero-emissions crossover has been conceived primarily with Europe and Japan in mind. The BZ4X is the first car among the upcoming model from Toyota's all-electric BZ series. The dual-motor variant can reach 60 miles per hour in 7.7 seconds, with the single-motor version being able to achieve a range of 250 miles in the EPA test. Toyota claims to have achieved one of the highest battery maintenance rates of 90% after 10 years, or 150 miles of operation. The car will also be provided with an optional solar panel roof that can provide 1,100 miles of driving in the course of a year. The price of the electric SUV should be comparable with the Volkswagen ID.4 Pro, which costs around $32,500 after the US government incentive. Toyota is all set to start selling the BZ4X SUV. The inside of the vehicle offers a lot more, like space and a much more interesting cockpit. Compared to the other Toyota models, the instrument pedal is positioned above the steering, which minimizes eye movements for safer driving. The BZ4X will come with sophisticated steer-by-wire technology that enables greater control in the steering precision, removing interference from the rough road surfaces and braking. You won't have to take your hands off the steering wheel at tight turns, since the system will help achieve a full lock steering angle of just 150 degrees, reducing the pressure on the driver for U-turns and curvy roads. The steering yoke is similar to one featured in the latest version of the Tesla Model X, a wing-shaped steering yoke. 25 years ago, Toyota released its first battery electric car, a small SUV known as the RAV4 EV, the RAV4. It was only sold in California as a compliance car, meaning that a vehicle sold only in regions necessary to meet regulatory requirements. This enabled the company to maintain its permission to sell cars in the state. Following it was a collection of tiny urban EV runabouts and the EQ, an electric version of the IQ, which was unleashed in 2012. Nonetheless, this streak was short-lived as Toyota halted the production after producing only 100 units. Toyota's journey to get back to its former crown in the modern mobility market starts with the BZ, or Beyond Zero series. According to Toyota, the name Beyond Zero justifies its desire to provide customers with value that exceeds mere zero emissions. The company described the BZ series as a human-centered approach aimed at regions such as China, the US, and Europe, where there's a significant demand for BEVs. The BZ4X is a fully electric SUV aiming to disrupt the entire electric segment drastically. The car plotted to be released in 2022 and is developed in conjunction with Subaru, which indicates that the new model will benefit from Subaru's wide experience in engineering the four-wheel drive systems by delivering non-compromised off-road capabilities. The nearly RAV4-sized electric SUV produced by Toyota offers sufficient ground clearance, unlike many modern battery-powered SUVs. Its comparatively low and inclined windshields will ensure aerodynamic qualities and increase the driving range. With that said, we've come to an end of our discovery of electric automobility. In the comment section below, let us know what you think about all this stuff I've been talking about, Toyota's all-new electric vehicle comeback effort. Later.